Y'all know this crazy ass white lady that's going viral for falling in love with her psychiatrist. Can I break down to y'all the truth of what's actually going on? She just need to come up. That's it. That's all it is. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I know that this white woman is looking for a check. She wants to come up. I remember when I was working in this facility one time with these, we'll just say it was like a bunch of wealthy people that lived there. And I never forget, there was this one woman who came in, and I didn't like her from day one. She had this just extra act on. She was very snooty. She was very annoying. Her family was annoying. Her daughter was annoying. Like the whole family was irritating as hell. And they always was making these demands. Now, in order to live in the facility at the time that I was working in, the minimum to get in the building is like 250K. And that's just to put you on the wait list. You have to put down that much to get on the wait list because the entire building is full. But they gave her this, I guess, extra grace or something because I guess the people that she's connected to or know. So she was able to like move up on the list, and they got her in one of the rooms on a different floor that I was working on, which is not for people like her. She's an independent person. She wasn't supposed to be in the hall that I worked on. But because she had connections, they put her there. Now, the problem is we have a different system running on different units and different floors based off each patient's needs, right? Now, this woman, I knew from jump, she was sneaky. I can't explain how, I just knew it. Now, I never forget, I'm going to tell y'all why I say, okay, just pay attention. This is why I know she's trying to come up. Ever since she started living there, she would do the most extra stuff than any of the other patients and stuff that lived there. Like, she does the most. The rest of the patients that was there, they just want to sleep. You could tell they was just tired, honey, and they old, they done worked, and they just happy to rest all night, and that's it. She the only one. She done brought a special bell. She got this like implant in her head. She has a cochlear implant. If you know what that is, you can look it up. And it's just every day is something with her. Now, I remember thinking she's gonna be a problem. Now, she's been there at this point now, right, for like 2 weeks. I never forget this. I know she's trying to come up with a come up, y'all. Tell me why. Now, we have key fobs to get into the building. You can't just get in and get out. And because I worked on a like special unit, you cannot just get in and out of that unit. You actually have to have a fob and a code to get in the unit that I was working in, right? So this lady thinks she's slick, okay? Out of nowhere. Now, mind y'all, because I know I always do my job, I wasn't really pressed. And I do my rounds like every 2 hours, okay? And this is out of a 12-hour shift. So every 2 hours on the dot, I get up exactly at the same time. I put a timer on my phone. I get up, it goes off, and I do my rounds again. Now, of course, if somebody needs me, I'll come sooner. But usually I just do every 2 hours because I try not to disturb people while they try to rest. Tell me why, y'all. I heard somebody coming through the door. Now, because I'm actually up, I be drinking crazy amounts of coffee and everything to stay awake on top of that. And I had my little show on. I was watching my little show until I did my next round. So I'm watching my little show till my next round. And I hear somebody coming through the door. And guess who it is? Her little sneaky ass daughter. Okay? And I remember thinking, yeah, she think I don't hear her. I know that's her. And I didn't even have to turn around and look. I knew it was her daughter. Y'all, tell me why her daughter was crawling on the floor trying to sneak up and take a picture of my coworker who was taking a nap. And I couldn't say nothing because she was already crawling on the floor. And so when she crawled up, she didn't know that I was awake because I was so still and I was so quiet because I was watching the show. And so when she sneaks around the crawl on the floor, she looks dead at me and I said, "Can I help you?" And she just got the biggest eyes ever, y'all. I'm talking about crawling on the floor like a lion. This lady is crazy, okay? And she's go, oh, and she comes up to me and touches my arm. I said, "Ma'am, you don't have to touch me." I said, "Can I help you?" And so then I tell her, "You're not supposed to be here, ma'am. You can't come at this time of night. You can only come at visiting hours. This is not like a hospital where you can come in and out. You have to come only during visiting hours. You can't just show up." Now, mind y'all, it's like 2:30 in the morning. This lady is here. So you know I'm looking at her because I know she trying to be sneaky. I just know she trying to do some sneaky shit. Tell me why she goes over and takes a picture of my coworker that's sleeping. And I asked her, "Why are you taking a picture of my coworker?" Now my coworker is knocked out. Okay, like she's snoring and all. But my coworker is on her break, and I already told her that I will watch her hall while she take her nap, right? So the woman's like, oh, I'm just da da da. No, okay, I'm gonna tell you what they're trying to do. She's trying to get a lawsuit on the place because she knows everybody there is wealthy, and she's trying to get a lawsuit on them and then claim that they left her mother or something negligent and stuff like all that BS. No. And so, of course, I reported her the next day to my manager and told her that she was in here snooping around and everything that she did, and that woman had more than enough time. I said me and her both took care of that woman's needs. She didn't want for nothing. We came when she called and everything. I said she didn't want for nothing. I said that lady is trying to do something sneaky. Tell me why. My manager was like, okay, come to find out, they didn't even pay the deposit to even be in the building. Because the woman didn't have the money, y'all. Okay? I'm just explaining that story to y'all so y'all know that's what that crazy white woman is doing with that psychologist. She's trying to be a victim so she can wear some type of suit and claim mental and emotional duress, but she's shocked that everybody's now saying that she's basically crazy. And we see why she's in therapy, because that was supposed to be her come up. She thought she was just going to come up, but all of us see through her. We're like, girl, you just trying to get a check. Okay, and sometimes I just have to laugh at some of these people. Sometimes, y'all forgive me. Sometimes I'll be having to laugh at some of these people who do stuff like this, because all I think to myself is, why is it that when people get sums of however much they get, why do they blow it on the dumbest things? And how I say that is because just like the woman who was coming to our facility at night doing that crazy stuff and trying to like win a case or something like that, I always think to myself, you can tell she's lived good her whole life. And all I thought is, if you have, then why did you do all that and spend so much into the third? And the fact that her daughter was trying to help her was even more crazy, y'all. I am so mad that I did not take a picture of her daughter crawling on the floor, but I didn't have to because they got cameras in the hallways. And I just remember thinking to myself, she is so insane for doing that. And I'm talking about, y'all, at 2:30 in the morning, this woman came in and was crawling on the floor. She even tried to sneakily come in, sneakily close the door so we wouldn't hear it, but I got extra razor sharp hearing. I heard her, and then crawling on all fours. I just want to share that little story with y'all. People do stuff like this all the time, y'all. People really always try to do the most sneakiest and ridiculous stuff. And I always think to myself, and it's always the people who've always had more than enough. I will never understand that they've had more than enough, and they steady try to do stuff like this. It happens all the time. This is just in case a lot of you ever run into this situation or problem. That's why I be watching people. Because I've seen too much nonsense to the point where I'm like, oh my God. And all I think is, if this woman had enough connections and resources to get her into a place like this, how is it that she didn't have, quote unquote, this amount of whatever money it is? That's why I know some of these people, y'all, they really do just be splurging and buying anything. And I don't even know what they did. I don't even know what they have or what they owe. But that sneakiness, yeah, that's the same thing that's going on with the other white woman, y'all. That's all I want to say. Thanks for listening.